So I think we have to be really careful about, we don't even have to share the label if they do get it. I know in our house we called it focus issues for years. And at some point when my older son was a teenager, he said, do I have ADHD? And I said, yeah, you meet criteria for ADHD, and your brain is very unique in a lot of different ways. So I think what matters is the sort of conversation we're having about it.
Yeah, and you can have that same conversation about, do you tell your kid they're gifted? Right?
Yes.
I mean, that's another really rich conversation. And, I have that conversation with families all the time. And my advice is, your kid knew a really long time ago that there is something about them that's not like everybody else.
Yeah.
Right? Way back in preschool, right, they were using vocabulary that other kids were not understanding. Right? And there were times when a peer in preschool was giving him the deer in the headlights, like, I don't understand what you just said. Right?
Yeah.
And it's not that there's bullying or teasing or harassment, like this is preschool, right? That's not the issue.
Right.
But there is that feedback of like, I don't get you, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't understand what you just said, right? And when that happens over and over and over and over and over again, it's not going to take that many years for a kid to realize something's up, right?
Yeah. So what do you
the
say to your
question
child?
is,
Yeah.
the question is, okay, what's the kid, what's the answer that the kid's coming up with in their head? What's their explanation, right? Because humans are meaning-making machines, right? They will come up with some kind of reasoning,
Yes.
right? And so if nobody's talking about it, if the parents aren't talking about it, the school's not talking about it, right, then the kid is left on their own to figure it out. What kind of answer do you think they're coming up for themselves?
Yeah.
My guess is it's not a particularly healthy one for many kids.
Exactly.
Right?
I must be a genius.
So I would coach parents to say, like, look, you need to let your kid know that something's up. Yeah. Give them some words for it. You don't have to use the word gifted. You can use the word smart. You can use the word high IQ. You can use highly capable, right? Whatever. Pick a terminology that works for you, right? But it's a fact, right? It's not an opinion. It's a fact, right? The fact is your brain works differently. It's going to work a little faster. It's going to work a little bit. You're going to get to mastery more quickly, right? You're going to have these other quirks, right, that go along with it, whether it's sensitivity, intensity, perfectionism, these executive function issues, right? It all goes with the package. Mm-hmm. And the more that a kid realizes that that's not them being divergent and weird and broken, right, the more I think that kid is going to develop a healthy self-image to say, like, okay, there is a whole group of kids who are just like me, right? I'm not broken. I'm just this kind of kid, and
right, and quirky.
And quirky, and in that population, like, quirky is the norm, right? Mm-hmm. And so I think a kid deserves to know, does that mean that you tell them their IQ? Well, I'm not sure I'd go that far, right? Yeah. But I think a kid needs to get some adult guidance on what's going on because they're making their own meaning about it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's the rare kid that hasn't figured out that something's up.
Yeah, agreed. So